ఇట్లా రాకూడదు ఎప్పుడు కూడా. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగు. ఇంగ్లీష్లో నేను సెకండ్ టైం మాట్లాడుతున్నా, మనకి కొంచెం టైం పడుతుంది ఇంగ్లీష్ గెట్ ఆన్ అవ్వడానికి. ఓకే. Osho has called as a rebellious master, and he will tell the difference between the revolution and reform and rebellion. What is the difference between the revolution, reform and rebellious? Revolutionaries are those people, they will try to change the society, and they will tell that if the society will change, the humans will change. They will go on that way. And coming to the reformers, they will tell that if the customs and beliefs and if the caste and religion will change, the people will change. They will tell that like that. And the system of the society, if the system of the society has changed, automatically the people will change. They will work on that concept. And coming to the rebellious people, especially the spiritual rebels, they will work on self. They will tell that unless until man cannot change, the society will not change. Why? Because change starts from the individual and ultimately it extends to the society at large. Whatever will happen in the inner, it will project to the outer world. So the Osho will tell that the man should be rebellious, and he has to come out of all the clutches of this society. For example, caste, religion, creed, greed, sycophancy, pretendence, hypocrisy, and all these customs, beliefs. These are all bondages that are bonding the human beings to attain the salvation or liberation in their life. So they has to come out of all these clutches and become free from all bondages and grow as a individual, as a perfect human being on this earth. To grow like that, he had given so many meditation techniques for the inner transformation, and he had designed 108 meditation techniques, and in that there are so many revolutionary techniques that he has designed own by himself. That is a dynamic meditation and Kundalini, Nada Brahma, Natraj, and so many other techniques like Vipassana, what the Buddha taught, and so many other meditation techniques. And he had given lectures from all enlightened masters, about all enlightened masters, and he had designed his meditation techniques according to the mindset of the people in the modern generation, in the modern era. There are so many techniques are there. Why? Because he will say that everybody can't practice one technique in the whole world. Why? Because every human being is a different identity, And every human being has a different individuality and different personality and different mindset and different brought up. So according to their mindset, according to their personality and individuality, they will select one technique, and they have to practice for 3 months, and if the technique will works on them, they will continue for the life period. So with that intention, he had contributed 108 meditation techniques. In that Vipassana is also one of the technique, and Anapanasati is also one of the technique, and no dimension meditation, no mind meditation. And what is the contribution of Osho for the world of meditation was, he had included celebration as a part of meditation. What is the path of Osho? What is the spiritual path of Osho means? First step is prajna. Prajna means understanding. Whatever you do in your life, do with understanding, do with awareness, and do it with complete consciousness, so that you will come to know the nature of that work, and you will come to know the essence of that work. So ultimately you will learn something from that work. This is called prajna. And the second step is meditation. Those who do their daily routine works with prajna, with awareness, and with complete consciousness, with understanding, they will come to the path of meditation. Then what is meditation? And he will give one haiku for the meditation. Sitting silently, doing nothing, spring comes on its own and grass grows itself. This is the definition of meditation. Sitting silently, doing nothing means no physical activities, no mental activities, no thoughts, no emotions, and no feelings. Just simply sitting at ease, at silence. What happens at that moment? If you sit silently, what happens at that moment means, automatically you will become detached from your body, your mind, and your feelings. Then you will attain the no mind state. Then you will attain the thoughtless state. Then you will attain the path of liberation. And at this juncture, he will tell one point. Unless meditation becomes enlightenment, simply you have wasted your time. Why he had said that means, if an individual will start in the path of meditation, when he is doing sadhana and when he practices meditation, automatically he will enter into the next step, that is samadhi. Whenever a meditator sits in meditativeness or in meditation state for 48 minutes, he will enter into the samadhi state. 48 minutes is the complete time to enter into the state of samadhi, to attain the samadhi state. So if you sit silently, doing nothing, automatically your body and mind will get purified. And what is the hurdle for a meditator to cross this negativities? Mind is the barrier. Why? Because mind is attached with the society. And what is mind? Mind is nothing but your society. It starts from your name, your parents, your family, and your caste, religion, and your good or bad evils, and your politics and societal attractions, all this comprises mind. From where the thoughts come, they will come from these concepts. So, while doing the meditation, you have to keep your mind aside. You have to switch off the mind. And you have to become free from the mind. How you will become free from the mind? You have to become witness towards the mind. You have to become witness towards the body. While sitting and doing the meditation for 2 or 3 hours, we will take the breath as a barrier. We will concentrate on the breath. While concentrating on the breath, automatically we will come into the present moment. And another definition is also there for meditation, means living in the present moment, living moment to moment, living here and now. What happens if you live in the present moment? You will get rid of past and future. And what is the nature of the mind? The nature of the mind is, it will always wander in past and future, past and future. It don't stay in the present moment. The whole art of meditation is living in the present moment, and you have to get rid of past and future. This is the whole art of meditation. And if you live in the present moment, what will happen? And you will come to know the nature of your body, and you will come to know the nature of your mind, and you will come to know the nature of your emotions and nature of your feelings. So after knowing the nature of your feelings, heart and body, you will cross all these limits and you will enter into the consciousness. And at that point you will come to know the what is your real nature and what is your real being. You will come to know at that point. After knowing that, you will get completely ఇక్కడ చిన్న కరెక్షన్, you will completely get rid of your body, mind and heart. Then you will enter into the pure consciousness. After entering into the pure consciousness, you will enter into the path of liberation. And this is the whole science of meditation. So, while crossing all these steps, understanding, meditation, and the third step is samadhi. What is the samadhi? Samadhi means the art of dying. And inviting the death while in the living conditions, and inviting the death experience with samadhi techniques. And there are so many samadhi techniques in the book of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, and the Osho had explained about all these techniques in the book of secrets, and he had given so many meditation techniques. Actually, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra has the techniques had given by Paramashiva. In those book there are only samadhi techniques, not meditation techniques. So while practicing all those techniques, we will enter into the samadhi. Samadhi is nothing but the art of dying and learning the art of dying. When you will know the art of dying means you have to know the art of living. And what is the art of living? Especially in the human life, the man should learn 4 techniques, importantly the 4 techniques. One is the art of listening. If you listen keenly whatever the others are saying, and with total consciously if you listen, then the concept will digest in you. And the art of listening, the skill will arise in you, and it will take to the next step, that is art of learning. If you listen carefully, then you will come to the second step, that is art of learning. Then you will learn something from others, then you will learn something from gurus, then you will learn something from the society, and whatever incidents are happening in your life, you will learn something and you will gain a lesson from that, and with that lesson you will go forward in your life. That is called art of learning. And if you know the art of learning, you will come to the next step, means that is art of living. And you will live your life, and you will live your life with consciously, with awareness, and with complete harmonious life. Then what is art of living? As the Buddha says, you have to know the life, the art of life, to lead a peaceful and harmonious life in this world. What is the art of living means? One is right paradigm, and the other is right commitment, right awareness, right contemplation, right meditation, right samadhi, and right acceptance, and right remembrance, and right relationships. All those comes under art of living. And when you live your life creatively and with art, then you will come to know the art of dying. And at the state of samadhi, you will come to know the nature of your body, and what is the ultimate truth of this physical body, and what is the truth of this mind, and what is the truth of this world. Then you will get detached from the body, mind and matter. Then you will enter into your consciousness, and you will come to know the real nature of your being, and what is the real source of your being. And you will come to know what is your original face. Actually, most of the people think that, majority people in the world, they will think that, and they will live in this illusion, is that they are only body and mind conscious. They don't know even the heart, about the heart and emotions also. Majority people will live, small correction, majority people will live with the body and mind only in this world. They don't know the heart, they don't know the love and compassion. They live just like robots in this world. The Osho says, the people who are living with heart, they are very close to their nature, and they are very close to the godliness, and they are very close to the love and compassion. But in this world, majority people will live with mind. What is there in the mind? All negativities, attractions, and all these negative deeds. all this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, irsha, all these negative elements, all these arishad vargas, the mind is compiled with all those things. And he will say that when your mind will wander in the society, means you will become one with the society. When that mind, when it has become introvert, and when it has become one with the being, it will take you to the salvation. What is the difference between the awareness and unawareness? If you become one with the world, you will be in the unawareness state and you will be in unconscious state. And if you become one with yourself, then you will come to know what is life. Then you will come to know what is meditation. So he will say that the human beings are living from birth to the graveyard, from cradle to the graveyard. They are living in totally in unawareness state. Unconsciously they are living. They don't know what is life. They don't know what is the purpose of life. They don't know even how to live. While talking about on all these topics, he will tell that man is confined only to the body and mind consciousness. So what is the ultimate solution for all the problems in the life, for all the sorrows in the life, is to raise your consciousness. And if you raise your consciousness, you will come to know the essence of life, and you will come to know the essence of spiritualism, and you will come to know the ultimate goal of the life. And what is the way to raise your consciousness? Means the meditation is the only way. Why? Because there are two ways to travel in the path of spirituality. One is devotion and the other is wisdom path. The people who are traveling in the path of devotion, most of the people we will see in the world, they will travel in the path of devotion, but they will stop their journey from the rituals only, up to the rituals only. They don't even enter into the path of Bhakti Sutras. I mean, Shravan, Manan, Kirtan, Nididhyasan, all these are the path of devotion. They don't enter into that. They will only confine to the worship. They will only confine to the rituals, and they will only confine to this all this nonsense in the world. Some people, and he will say one point on this topic, the people, those who are living with heart, those who are living with love and compassion, they easily travel in the path of devotion. But nowadays most of the people are living with mind. So those who are living with mind, they don't travel in the path of devotion. So they have to travel in the path of wisdom. And what is the way to travel in the path of wisdom is, that is meditation. The word medicine come from the word meditation. In the olden days, from the ancient days in India, our enlightened masters, mystics and gurus, all those people, when they become sick mentally or physically, they don't even use medicines to treat for those diseases. They will just sit in the meditation and they have cured so many diseases. Why? Because the medicine word come from the meditation. And meditation is the only way to solve all the problems in the life. And the right wisdom will give the ultimate solution to all the problems in the life. Nowadays, so many people are suffering from so many physical and psychological diseases. And they are using so many medicines and so many techniques to cure that diseases. But those techniques and medications are giving just a relaxation to them, but it is not showing a complete solution to that problem. Why? Because the diseases which are getting on the physical body, where are the roots are there for that disease? The roots are there in the consciousness. The roots are there in the etheric body. And all this medical technology nowadays will give only solution to the physical problems, but not to the psychological or even the inner body problems. So, if you are willing to cure the diseases physically or psychologically, the meditation will help the people to get rid of all those sorrows and all those misery in the life. And he will say one thing at this point, that people have become completely extrovert. They are not even concentrating on their body, mind, and also their emotions and feelings. With total unawareness, with total unconsciousness, they are leading their life from cradle to the graveyard. And because of this nature of human beings, in the society, we are facing so many problems because of this negative people and because of this the people who are living with unconscious state. They are leading the society towards the destruction. Why? Because the mind is a barrier to carry the good and bad deeds. Unless until the mind is trained in the right path, it won't get the right behavior. The people who are taking the negative aspects in the mind, they don't give any positive results to the world. And we should not expect the right things from wrong persons. Why? Because their intention is wrong. How they will do the right things to the society? Whatever is there in our inner, it will project at the outer. The transformation should come in the inner. The transformation should come in the self. So for those inner transformation, he had given so many rebellious techniques and so many meditation techniques for the inner transformation. Stop here. ఎన్ని మినిట్స్ వచ్చిందమ్మా? ఫస్ట్ది 18 వచ్చింది, మొత్తం కలిపి 28. మొత్తం ఇప్పుడు ఎంత అయింది? ఇంకెన్ని మినిట్స్ రావాలి? 1 అవర్ 10 minutes అని అన్నాడు కదా ఆయన. ఇంకా 24 minutes రావాలి. ఓకే, కొంచెం వేసి చెమట పోస్తుంది ఇవాళ. వాటర్ బాటిల్ ఇక్కడ పెడితే అయిపోయేది కదా మాకు బాటిల్. అయ్యో, వాటర్ కూడా లేకపోతే ఎట్లా మరి? కొంచెం తీసుకురాపో బాటిల్, ఎవరైనా అడుగు మరి.
శనివారమే చేస్తారు. ఎందుకు పోతే సాయంత్రం తెలిసిద్దిగా. ఎవరి మీద వేసా? ఎవరు ప్లేసియా? ఉన్నారా పక్కనే? నువ్వు కూడా ఫోన్ చేస్తాడు ఎందుకు కట్ చేస్తే? నేను ఎందుకైతే కట్ చేస్తే తెలియదు అసలు. ఫోన్ చేసి అడుగుతాను ఒకసారి. ఉండే కావాలా? రిమోట్లోకా? రెండే చూడు, ఎందుకు అయితే చెప్తా.
బ్యాగ్లలో కాదు ఉమేష్, మొన్న తెచ్చినా నేను.
అయ్యో ఇది అవి చాలు. రిమోట్లో లేదా?
డ్యూరేసెల్ కాకుండా నార్మల్ డ్యూరేసెల్
నీకన్నా ఎక్కువ తీసుకుని వెళ్ళిపో, తర్వాత తీసుకుంటా.
పని చేయట్లేదు ఏసీ. మధ్యలో మీ ఫోన్స్ ఎందుకు మోగుతున్నాయ్యా? ఇప్పుడు ఆయన ఫోన్ వచ్చింది కదా, వైబ్రేషన్ వచ్చింది. మన సబ్జెక్ట్ మాట్లాడుతుంటే డైవర్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా, వైబ్రేషన్ వచ్చినా డైవర్ట్ అవుతుంది. కొంచెం సైలెన్స్లో పెట్టుకోండి ఒక ½ గంట.
షూట్ ఉందంట 2:30 కల్లా అంతా బయట పెట్టుకోమన్నారు అని చెప్పి.
ఇంత సామాన్ ఎట్లా తీసుకెళ్తారు? కార్ ఉందా? వ్యానా? వ్యాన్ ఉందా?
లగేజ్ అంతా కలిపి అంటే అందరూ బట్టలు అందరూ వస్తారు.
ఆహా.
బట్టలు ఎక్విప్మెంట్
అంతా ఒక వ్యాన్లో వెళ్తుంది, మీరు ఒక కార్లో. ఇవన్నీ చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా పెట్టాలి, అన్నీ సెన్సిటివ్ కదా, కెమెరాస్ అన్నీ.
పైన అన్నిటిపైన స్టాండ్ లైన్ కింద పెట్టేసి అన్నిటిపైన బ్యాగులు పెట్టి కెమెరా ఎత్తట్లేదా?
ఓకే, స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామమ్మా, అయిపోతుంది. మీరు కూడా బిజీ ఉన్నారుగా పని. డోర్ వేసారా? ఓకే. The contribution of the Osho to the world was very peculiar and very extraordinary. Why? Because while comparing to the other enlightened masters and Osho, what is the difference between the other enlightened masters and Osho? And what is the inspiration he had given to the society and to the mankind was? But unless until he had become a perfect human being, there was no way to become a god or no way to attain the godliness in this life. And he had shown a new path to attain the salvation and to raise the consciousness of the individuals and to raise the consciousness of the mankind. And he has given so many techniques that will influence the every human being on the earth. And he had fought against the wrong interpretations, wrong beliefs, and he has fought against the politics and all this hypocrisy and all this nonsense in the society. And he had given the actual reality, the ground reality about the spirituality and about the societal aspects. The Osho had given a new interpretation to the spiritual world, and the way you look towards the society, he had completely changed the mindset of the people from these wrong beliefs and interpretations. And he had explained the truth with a totally courageous manner. And if you travel in the path of truth, you have to face some hurdles and you have to face some controversies in this world. Why? Because the majority people in the world are living with negativity. So the people who are traveling in the path of truth, they will transform themselves and they will work for the welfare of the society and for the welfare of the people and welfare of the humanity. But the people who are living their life with negativity, they have cornered the Osho and blamed himself. Small correction. ఓకే, చిన్న ఇక్కడ కరెక్షన్ చేయండి. ఓకే, రిపీట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఇక్కడ. The people who are living with negativity, they have cornered the Osho and dropped so many controversies on him. Why? Because the people who are traveling in the path of wisdom or in the path of liberation and with the truth, their vision will become very crystal clear towards the society and towards himself. With that clear vision, when we are telling something truth to the world, means they don't accept it. Why? Because most of the people are living with negative attitude and negative intentions. So definitely it will touch their heart and some pain also will come. So some people will take that pain as a gift to them and they will grow in their life, and the majority people will feel that pain and take that pain negatively. So those will take that pain negatively. They have dropped so many negative intentions and negative controversies on so many enlightened masters, and ultimately the Osho has faced so many problems in this context. And ultimately he had become a spiritual rebel. And he had contributed so much to the society, and he had taken so many subjects, not only spirituality, he had taught so many different type of subjects and different dimensions. For example, about science and technology, genetic engineering, birth control and global warming, politics and education and different types of philosophies, and he had talked about the different types of philosophers, and he had given a new vision and new mission to the society. And what is the vision and mission of Osho that he had contributed to the society means? He will tell that the earth had become fed up with all this negativity, with all this negative people. Now the time has arisen to raise the consciousness of the human beings, and the time has come to give birth to the new humanity and new mankind. The old and rotten beliefs, the old and rotten minds should be vanished from the society. Why? Because with these negative people, so many wars and so much of destruction had happened in the world. So all this should be taken away from the society, and the new humanity should be born with love, compassion, with wisdom, with the right knowledge, and with right attitudes and right behavior patterns, so that the earth will become paradise. In the olden days, most of the saints and some gurus, they have condemned the body, and they will think that if a man should travel in the path of spirituality, means he should suffer his body, and he had to get rid of all those societal attractions and all these attractions, and he should leave the world, and went into the Himalayas and gone to Himalayas and to do meditation, all those things. But what Osho says is, there was no need to drop all those things. Wherever you are and whatever you are doing, do with meditativeness, do with awareness, do with consciousness, and the whole work will become meditation. No need to drop all those things and run away from the society and to sit in the Himalayas or some more areas to get the peace and harmony in your life and to attain the salvation. And they have condemned the body, and they have condemned the mind, and they have told that in our olden days so many mystics will say that unless until if you suffer your body or suffer your mind, you don't attain the enlightenment. But what Osho says is, you have to accept the body. Why? Because this very body is the temple. If you ignore the temple, if you suffer the temple, how you will realize the godliness in you, and how you will realize the consciousness in you? It's utmost an impossible thing for every human being. So what he say that, love your body and love your mind and love your heart. Accept everything in your life what is happening in front of you with love and compassion. And he will say one sentence for this, Zorba the Buddha. Zorba means this physical body. And what is Buddha? That is your intrinsic character. And everybody born on this earth to become a Buddha. And it is your birthright. Enlightenment is your birthright. Everybody had born with that seed. Everybody had born with that quality in their life. But to provoke that quality and to provoke that nature in yourself, you have to enter into the path of meditation, and you have to purify your body, mind and heart. Then you will come to know the quality in you, that is godliness. And he will say that unless until a man will not enter into the spirituality, if he had come out from all those negativities. So in order to come out from all those negativities, you have to purify your body, mind and heart. So for that, meditation is the way. So what he says is, Zorba the Buddha means accept your body as it is, accept your mind as it is, and accept your heart and emotions as it is, and become witness to your body, mind and heart. Then when you become witness to your body, mind and heart, automatically you will get detached from the body, mind and heart, and ultimately you will enter into your Buddha nature, your Buddhahood. And what is Buddha? What is the meaning of the word Buddha means? The awakened one. A man who had come from the darkness to light, and from unreal to real, and from death to deathlessness. He had called as Buddha. So every human being will born on this earth with this quality, Buddhahood, but with the so many negativities are there that has covered that nature, and just you have to remove the dust that had occupied on that nature, then ultimately you will come to know the real being. And for this he will give one example. For example, a mirror is there. If the mirror is covered with dust, means you cannot see your image in the mirror. And if you remove the dust, you will clearly see your image in the mirror. Likewise, your consciousness is covered with so much of dust that had given by the society, by the parents, and by the religion, by the caste, by the politics, all those nonsense, sycophancy, pretendance, and hypocrisy. All this is dust. If you are living with the dust, you don't identify your real nature. And if you are living with dust, you don't know your real being. Just remove the dust. So, for removing the dust, he had given so many meditation techniques to remove the dust. Some techniques are useful for the cleanse of the body, and some techniques are there to clean the mind, and some techniques are there to clean the heart. And with these techniques, if you practice 3 months for 90 days by practicing one technique, you will come to know the real nature in you, and you will get the real source in you. And in this context, what the Patanjali says in the Yoga Shastra is contemplation. Contemplation means returning to the source from where you have came, and after death where you will go, and what is your life, and what is the scope of your life, and what is your boundaries of your life, and how you will lead your life in this world. This is the whole philosophy of the spirituality. Why? Because the man when he don't know how to lead a happy life in this world, means he don't enter into the path of spirituality or path of meditation. Why? Because this is the whole process, and life should not be condemned. Most of the people they will condemn the life, and they will leave all those things, and they will run away from the society. What Osho says is, accept the life as it is and live your life with peace and harmony, and with awareness, and with consciousness, and ultimately you will realize the godliness in your every act and in your every part of your life, and automatically one day you will become enlightened. Why? Because enlightenment is your birthright. Automatically, when we know the art of living, and when we know the way how we have to live in this world, then we will enter into the path of salvation. So nowadays, most of the people are living with extrovertedness. Because of that, they are facing so many problems in the society. What the Osho says is, adopt the science and technology and go according to the lifestyle and comforts, and take the essence of science and also take the essence of the spirituality and mingle, both go together. And in the vision of the Osho, the science and spirituality are not different dimensions, they are one. Why? Because whatever the inner experiences we will experience in the meditation, I mean divine glimpses, nowadays the scientists are proving that in the materialistic world, and they are coming to the same conclusion what the spiritualists are coming. So, what the Osho says is science and spirituality is not different, they are one. If you go according to the science, if you go only with the science, you will go in the path of destruction. And if you adopt only spirituality, the world will not develop, the knowledge, the intelligence will not develop. So, while mixing both science and spirituality, the overall development will happen in the world, and the overall development of the mankind will happen in this world. If science has taken to the peak, it will leads to the destruction. The spirituality should be added to the science. And if both the science and spirituality will go together, means the people will develop in the outer world, and ultimately they will come to know the inner world and the inner journey, and they will become a spiritual rebel in this world. And he had given a message to the society before leaving his body was, the earth had come to the saturation point. If you have to protect the earth from this destruction, from this deterioration, the enlightened energy must be there. So, what he had said that in order to protect the earth from this destruction and from this deterioration, the 10,000 Buddhas should be born on this earth to protect the humanity. Why? Because so much of destruction, so much of negativity, and so much of hurdles are there in the society or in the world and on the earth. To get rid of all those things and to protect the earth, the enlightened masters should be born. The enlightened people should come forward to protect the earth. Otherwise, your earth will be gone. So, with this message, he had left his body, and he had lived his dream. I leave you my dream. He will say like that, I am leaving my dream, and I am giving you the responsibility to become a Buddha, and I have given so many meditation techniques and so many samadhi techniques, and so much of literature is there to attain you to the salvation, and use those techniques. And the Osho has given the meditation techniques very scientifically, and these are very near to the science. Why? Because he has taken the science and spirituality together, and he has designed so many meditation techniques and also samadhi techniques to attain the salvation. And while practicing the techniques, you will come to know that the science and spirituality are both are one, they are not different. And with this reality, he had given so many discourses and on so many topics and so many enlightened masters, which have inspired so many people, lakhs and crores of people in this world, and so many have become enlightened with under his guidance. And nowadays also so many are traveling on his path, and they are contributing something to the earth in the present generation. And the Osho philosophy is very relevant to the present society to attain the salvation and to lead a happy and healthier life on this earth, and to contribute something to the earth. And this is the whole philosophy of the Osho, and he is the ocean of knowledge and ocean of wisdom. He had contributed so much to this mankind, so much to this humanity and to the earth. And he is a perfect master, master of masters. And we are very fortunate, the earth is very fortunate to have such a great master on this earth. And I am also very fortunate to become a disciple to him. And I have experienced him astrally and learned so much from him. And his life is a very inspiration to my life. And I have learned so many things, and I have practiced so many meditation techniques and also samadhi techniques. And now I am traveling the spiritual path. Since from 2 years I am contributing my wisdom to the world. And this all credit goes to the Osho. Why? Because he is my spiritual guru, and he is my life, and he is everything to me. So my advice to the people, to the society was, life empowerment will happen with the rays of consciousness, and also with the help of the Guru. Take your life up to the peak and up to the full extent, and live your life happily and harmoniously, and contribute something towards you to the earth. Why? Because everybody has born on this earth with some unique quality and with unique personality and with unique individuality. You have to earn something, you have to gain something, and you have to contribute something by being on this earth. So please confine to it and learn something, gain wisdom, and contribute something by being on this earth. So friends, thank you very much while giving me this opportunity. And ultimately, my advice is, travel in the path of spirituality and attain salvation in this life only. Thank you very much. ఎంతసేపు వచ్చింది? ఓకే, వాళ్ళు కట్ చేసుకుంటారులే. ఎంత? అంతే కదా, మనం అనుకుందేగా. పర్లేదులే అక్క, అది దాంట్లో పోతుంది కటింగ్. Beloved soulmates, friends, and meditators, welcome to the PMC. India is one of the most ancient countries in the world, and it is a blessed land with enlightened masters, mystics, and so many spiritual people. From the ancient days, India has well known to the world as spiritual country. So many mystics have contributed their knowledge and wisdom on this earth. The spirituality has spread throughout the world from this land. So many Buddhas, Paigambaras, and Sufis, and many Buddhists have born on this earth. And they have established spiritualism throughout the world. From the Paramashiva and Krishna, and from the period of Vedas and Upanishads, and so many enlightened masters have trained many people and given their knowledge to attain the salvation and to attain the enlightenment, to attain the liberation from this life. And in this category of enlightened masters, majorly the gurus are divided into two sects, and one of them are bodhisattvas and the other are arhantas. Bodhisattvas are those people who have attained enlightenment, and they have contributed their wisdom to the world by the medium of books and discourses. After completion of their life journey also, they have continued their journey to help the mankind, to help the people to get out of this ignorance and unawareness and from darkness. And those mystics are called bodhisattvas. And one other category is there, that are arihantas. Arihantas are those masters, only they have went to the path of salvation, and they have confined to their self only. And these people have attained so many stages of enlightenment and reached up to the full extent on the path of liberation. So in the category of bodhisattvas, so many enlightened masters have come from Paramashiva, Krishna, and Adi Shankaracharya, Ramana Maharshi, Vivekananda, Chiddu Krishnamurti, and majorly Sadguru Osho. And so many masters are also there in this category, bodhisattvas. While coming to the context of the Osho, he has called the master of masters. In the modern era, in the modern generation, Osho has contributed a lot for the welfare of the mankind and for the liberation of the humanity throughout the world. Osho was born on December 11th, 1931 in Kuchwada. It's near to the Jabalpur in the state of Madhya Pradesh. From the childhood, he was a rebellious child, and he has ignored the customs, beliefs, and caste and religion, all those things, since from his childhood. And he has grown స్మాల్ కరెక్షన్, ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న మిస్టేక్ ఉంది, మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, హీ హ్యాస్ గ్రోన్ in a very peaceful environment with his grandparents in the village of Kuchwada, and at the age of 7 years he has lost his grandfather, and his death was so much influenced on the life of Osho, and he has loved so much his grandparents. And after the death of grandfather, the search of wisdom, the search of knowledge, and the search of enlightenment has begun in the life of Osho. After his death, when the family members have taken the dead body of his grandfather, and they had kept them in the home. Why? Because at the age of 7 years his grandfather has lost, and the parents have thought that when we take this small child to the cremation ground, what influence will be there on their mind. So thinking that, they have left him in the home only. But he had escaped from the home and went to the cremation ground very secretly to watch the funeral rites of his grandfather. The whole process he has watched by sitting on the branch of tree. After getting home, after returning home, and he had that memory what has happened in the cremation ground, and with that memory, with the prayer, with that prayer, and he has only one thought in his mind, that so much I have loved my grandfather, but he has lost his life. So why I have to continue my life? I will also surrender to myself to the death. And he has taken that prayer the whole night, and he has invited death. And with that feeling and with that emotion, he has slept that night, and at the time of 3 o'clock he has opened his eyes, and at that time he has first experienced his Satori experience, I mean out of body experience. And with the feeling of death experience, he had come to know that what is going to happen during the death and at that situation. After getting that experience, he had came to know the mystery of the death, the secret of the death. And at that age of 7, he had and what is death. studies, and he had continued in other meditation techniques. And at the age of 14, he had entered into the samadhi state, and he had continued his meditation process and experimenting so many techniques at the age of 14. And during the spiritual journey, during his spiritual journey, he had attained so many stages of glimpses of the divine, and at the age of 21 he had become enlightened. After getting enlightenment, he had continued his studies and completed his post graduation at Sagar University, Jabalpur. And after completion of the MA Philosophy, he had joined as a professor in the Sagar University, and he had worked for 5 years. So during his college life as a professor, he had participated in so many debates in Sarvadharma Sammelan and so many meetings and conferences, and he had given so many lectures and so many topics, and contributed his wisdom to the world from that stage only. After 5 years, he had resigned the job, and he had completely dedicated his life for the spreading of dharma and for spreading of knowledge and wisdom to the world. And he has traveled throughout India and given so many discourses and so many lectures. On the topics of meditation, samadhi, and he had given lectures on so many enlightened masters from Shiva to present generation gurus, and he had touched all the subjects of spirituality and all the world issues. He had not even left one topic that he had not thought. And what is the main teaching of Osho? Means he will give one statement: man has born to become God, but he was unable to become even a human being. It is a very disastrous stage of humanity. Why? Because the human life will come after crossing so many lives and deaths, from the single cell organism to the present human life. We will cross so many stages of life, and with so many miseries, so many hurdles, and so many good and bad deeds. So after completion of all those lives, we will enter into the life of humans. So after getting the birth as a human being, what is the goal of a human life? What is the goal of the man? And what is the destiny of the mankind? He will tell that man has born to become God, but before becoming God, he has to become a perfect human being. Why? Because after crossing so many lives and deaths, the man will come to some juncture of life that he will carry so many qualities in himself. A man possesses evil qualities and divine qualities and also human qualities. and so many other qualities in himself. With what qualities we are living is the utmost important thing, and our life will depend on that. For example, when we live with evil qualities or animal qualities, our life will be just like animals. And if we live with divine qualities, we will live like God, or we will live with godliness. And when we live like human beings, then we will become a perfect human being. And what are the qualities of the human being to become a perfect man on this earth, or perfect woman on this earth? The human being should live with humanity, with love, compassion, and goodwill, and with good deeds. These are the qualities of the human beings, and these are the qualities of the man to lead a happy and harmonious and peaceful life on this earth. But so many people, by taking birth as a human, they live like animals or devils or some other beings. Why this is happening like that? The personality is human, but what is their inner nature, and what is their intrinsic character, and what is their quality is the utmost important thing, and their whole life will depend on it. So in order to change the attitude of the man, in order to change the behavior pattern of the mind, and in order to change the personality disorders of the human being, he had given so many discourses and on so many topics, and he had contributed so much for the life empowerment. And after giving so many lectures on different topics on life empowerment,